This song has been played at weddings, funerals, graduations, the perfect melody to summarize a journey, a final bow, a victory lap. For many, it represents pride, power, and doing life on your own terms. But at the same time, this very same song marked the end of several people's lives, all while being sung at the top of their lungs in crowded karaoke bars by people who had no idea they were singing their last words. This is the strange, unsettling story behind Frank Sinatra's My Way and the eerie legacy it left behind. Hey y'all, I'm BlaqueWitchYaya. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. And today we are going to talk about a song that is cursed, one that we probably would not have guessed, My Way by Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra was an American singer and actor who became one of the most popular entertainers of the 20th century. During the 1950s and 60s, Sinatra recorded a string of hit albums and chart-topping singles. He was on it, solidifying his status as a music icon. Over his 60-decade career, Sinatra sold an estimated 150 million records worldwide. His catalog includes evergreen classics such as Strangers in the Night, Fly Me to the Moon, New York, New York, and his signature tune, My Way. The song My Way began as a French pop tune and shares the melody later used in My Way. Fast forward, a guy named Paul, which was friends with Frank, decided to write him this song because he felt like it would reflect his defiant, independent persona he displayed over the course of his career, which was perfect timing because around this time, Frank was considering retiring. The song presents a first-person retrospective of a man proudly affirming that he lived his life on his own terms and did it my way. Sinatra recorded the song in December 1968 and it was released in 1969. My Way became one of Sinatra's biggest hits and a staple of his live performances, cementing itself as his anthem of personal triumph. Everyone was going crazy over this song. I love this song, but Frank wasn't feeling it. He actually hated the song. Originally, he included it in his what was meant to be his 1971 farewell concert, viewing the song as a fitting capstone to his career. And if you ever heard the song, it does sound like the perfect song to put at the end of a movie when it's like a happy ending and the person overcame all the obstacles. I would like it in my biofilm as like the last song played. However, Frank Sinatra returned from retirement and found that the audiences were demanding My Way. He wanted to sing his other songs and he was getting annoyed that night after night on tour, he had to sing this song and it seemed like everybody in the audience were just waiting for him to sing My Way. Like, okay, Fly Me to the Moon, New York, New York, great. Okay, sing My Way. By the late 1970s, Frank openly mocked the song in concert, introducing it at a 1979 performance. He described the upcoming number as the torturous moment, not for you, but for me. Then admitted to the crowd, I hate this song. I had it up to here with this song. He was just like, oh, here you go. You want me to sing it? I'll sing it. So the reason why Frank didn't like the song, he felt like it was self-indulgent and its message of unwavering ego did not reflect his true outlook on life. He's like, I'm not this cocky and rebellious person this song is singing about. This is not an accurate reflection of me. But his fans are like, oh, well, too bad, sing it. The song was even played at weddings and funerals, especially people in the Philippines, even more specifically at karaoke bars, or they call it videoke bars. Karaoke isn't just a pastime in the Philippines, it's a way of life. From small family gatherings to late night street corners and packed neighborhood bars, karaoke is everywhere. It's their thing. Filipinos have a deep love for music and performance, and karaoke gives everyday people a chance to sing their hearts out, to have all the attention, connect with others, and take center stage, even if it's just for a few minutes. It's a form of release, celebration, and sometimes even therapy. That passion for singing mixed with tight-knit communities and strong emotions is part of what makes karaoke so powerful and occasionally unpredictable. In the Philippines, the song My Way acquired a bizarre and deadly reputation. Starting in the early 2000s and even as early as 1998, a number of violent incidents in Filipino karaoke bars have been linked to people performing My Way. Local media dubbed these events as My Way killings after reports of multiple patrons being attacked or even killed mid-song. So right in the middle of the singing, boom, gone. The New York Times reported in 2010 that at least half a dozen karaoke singers performers had been murdered after attempting the Sinatra song. The pattern has become an urban legend, with some Filipinos half jokingly considering My Way cursed. Many karaoke enthusiasts now refuse to sing the song in public. The song My Way is extremely popular, and its lyrics exude a proud macho ethos, a combination that can lead to bruised egos in an already boisterous type of crowd in the bar, people half drunk, already irritated. In many reported cases, arguments broke out because the singer was off key. I'm like, they would hate me over there. I cannot sing worth. I am so tone deaf. So if they were singing off key, hogging the microphone, or otherwise violating karaoke etiquette, they would get harmed. What might start off as teasing or taunting during a performance escalates into a full-blown fight. Unfortunately, in a country where firearms and knives are not uncommon in heated disputes, these barroom scuffles over the song have sometimes turned lethal. So let's discuss a few. The first known My Way killing took place in 1998 at a karaoke bar in the Philippines, where a man's performance sparked a deadly confrontation. After singing the song, a heated argument broke out between him and another patron, reportedly over feeling insulted by the rendition. He didn't like the way he was singing the song. Things escalated quickly, and outside the bar, shots were fired, leaving the singer dead and 2 others injured. The shooter later was identified and was convicted of homicide, making the earliest documented case of violence tied to My Way. By the early 2000s, media in the Philippines began reporting a growing number of similar cases. A Philippine Daily Inquiry columnist even joked that My Way held the record for sending people on their way to the maker. One incident involved a man who was fatally stabbed during a duet after tensions rose over his off-key delivery. The song, now widely popular across the country, had developed a strange pattern of drawing blood. The most infamous and widely reported case was in 2007. A 29-year-old man named Rami was halfway through his karaoke performance of My Way when the venue's security guard told him to stop. Apparently, the security guard was irritated by the singer's off-key rendition. The security guard warned him to cut it short. He couldn't take no more singing, but he continued to sing. Seconds later, the security guard pulled out his revolver and shot the singer in the chest, killing him on the spot in front of everybody. Another violent case happened in 2014. A karaoke session turned deadly when 2 men got into a dispute over who would sing My Way next. The argument quickly spiraled out of control, ending with one man fatally stabbing the other. The headline that followed simply read, My Way Strikes Again. In 2017, during a holiday celebration in Tondo, Manila, Barangay Chairman Randy performed My Way at a Christmas party. Witnesses say he even joked about the song's cursed reputation. Moments after his performance, 2 unidentified men on a motorcycle pulled up, called out his name, and shot him multiple times. Although police speculated the motive may have been political or drug-related, the eerie timing of the murder immediately after singing My Way added fuel to the song's dark legacy. During a neighborhood birthday party, 61-year-old Jose tried to grab the microphone from his 28-year-old neighbor, Ronaldo, who had selected My Way to perform. A fistfight broke out between them. Although others tried to intervene, Ronaldo returned moments later with a knife and stabbed Jose multiple times. The 61-year-old man later died from his wounds, and the suspect eventually turned himself in. So each of these cases followed a disturbing pattern. Someone sings My Way, an argument erupts, usually over singing quality, pride, or karaoke etiquette, and someone ends up dead. Whether you believe it's coincidence, cultural tension, or something more spiritual, one thing is for certain: in the Philippines, My Way is just not a song that needs to be sang, especially at karaoke. It's a dangerous gamble. People believe there are qualities unique to My Way that provoke conflict. Lines like "I faced it all and I stood tall and did it my way" can come across a little arrogant or self-important. People have theorized that this theme can aggravate singers and listeners alike in a macho bar type of setting. Like, who do you think you are talking about? You stood tall, you did it my way. Like, who are you? I guess that can agitate some people. When a karaoke singer delivers those words, it might embolden them or irritate someone in the crowd, especially if the performance is poor. A guy that owns a music school stated that the bravado in the lyrics evoke feelings of pride and arrogance in the singer, as if you're somebody when you're not in reality. It covers up your failures. That's why it leads to fights, because I guess people have to have an ego competition now. In a culture where maintaining face and respect is important, a bad singer belting out proud lines or a cocky show off grabbing the mic type of action can be seen as an insult, leading hot-headed patrons to lash out. Aside from the song's theme, karaoke etiquette plays a role. In the Philippines, karaoke bars, it's considered rude to laugh at someone who's singing or to sing along uninvited. Hogging the microphone or singing out of tune or singing out of turn can also spark anger. In several cases, the violence erupted simply because the performance was off key or overconfident, offending the sensibilities of the other drinkers, ego, alcohol, and the song's machonism. The peculiar killing spree of My Way has prompted a range of reactions in the Philippines, from caution to outright bans. Among ordinary Filipinos, a kind of lore has developed around the song. It's not unusual to hear people kind of jokingly warn people to not sing it at parties. As noted, some karaoke goers now deliberately skip My Way to avoid even the chance of conflict. This self-censorship is reinforced by superstition. The song now is considered bad luck by the very real stories people have heard on the news and witnessed. My Way has effectively become a taboo song in many communities, regarded with a mix of fear and dark humor. Karaoke bar owners and managers also took action in response to the song's deadly reputation. In numerous establishments, My Way has been removed from the karaoke playlist as early as the late 2000s. Some bars even posted signs in the karaoke bar to inform patrons to not sing the song, and the song is no longer available even upon request. By 2010, it was reported that many bars in the Philippines have taken all of the Frank Sinatra songs off their machines in general after repeated fights over off-key singing. In effect, an unofficial ban of My Way spread through karaoke venues across the country. Even at private gatherings, families, friends, they all fear singing the song, and they even banned it in their own personal home karaoke parties. There has even been policy proposals to curb karaoke violence. For instance, in 2018, lawmakers considered a bill to impose a 10 p.m. curfew on loud karaoke sessions, responding to public complaints about the late night singing that can lead to disputes. But y'all, the curse is beyond the Philippines, because this just happened this week. At a karaoke bar, a man was singing My Way. I guess a girl was getting a little too friendly, so the man's wife came up and snatched her hair. I don't know what it is about this song, but people are just like, you know what, don't try me. Today, the My Way curse has become a cautionary tale. Many Filipinos will chuckle nervously about it, but still steer clear of the song in a public karaoke setting. As one Filipino writer stated, people get married to it and get buried to it. While it's doubtful that the song itself is inherently cursed, its history in the Philippines is a striking example of how ego, music, and the environment mixed with a little folklore and spiritual influence can cause violent consequences. In general, music is more than just a sound. It carries vibration, energy, and intention. Spiritually, every note holds frequency, and that frequency can steer something deep within us. We've all experienced it. One song can instantly lift our spirits, bring up our mood. Another can bring us to tears, and sometimes we hear a song that just irritates us, and we don't know why. It's just an emotion that happens from the beats. That's because music doesn't just reach our ears, it speaks to our subconscious. It taps into memories, emotions, and even unhealed parts of ourselves without us realizing it. The rhythm, the tone, the lyrics, all of it can act like a spiritual trigger, awakening emotions we've buried or reactions we can't fully explain. In spiritual practices like meditation, specific sound frequencies known as hertz are used intentionally to activate healing, clarity, and inner peace. For example, 528 hertz is believed to restore DNA, while 432 hertz is known for aligning the body and mind. So when we say music has power, it's not just poetic, it's energetic as well. And when a song is filled with pride, defiance, or sorrow, that energy just doesn't stay in the lyrics, it spreads and it resonates. At the end of the day, My Way is just a song, But its legacy reminds us that music is never just music. The energy we carry, the emotions we suppress, and the pride we hold onto can all be triggered by something as simple as a melody. Whether it's the lyrics, the frequency, or the mood it creates, music has the power to steer what's hidden beneath the surface. And in spaces charged with ego, alcohol, or unhealed emotion, that power can become a little bit dangerous, a little bit reactive. So the moral here isn't that a song is cursed or it may be cursed. It's that we carry the energy that gives it meaning. So the next time you hear a song that stirs something in you, ask yourself, is it the song or is it something within me answering back? But thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know if there's any song that you can't listen to because it makes you too sad or it makes you too angry, or is there a certain type of music you had to kind of steer away from? Let's have a discussion down below. But like I always say, as above so below, as within so without, as the universe so the soul. Until next time you guys, I share.